Hello, Community Water Leaders Network and all members of public water systems that are interested in learning about the California Extended Water and Wastewater Arrearage Payment Program. My name is Janaki Anaga, and I'm the Director of Community Advocacy with Community Water Center. And we're giving an urgent briefing to anyone who is interested in applying for these funds for your community regarding this really important program. This briefing is being provided by Community Water Center, obviously, and specifically for our Community Water Leaders Network members. Community Water Center acts as a catalyst for community-driven water solutions through organizing, education, and advocacy. And our network is a network of progressive water leaders in California looking to achieve the human right to water in their communities. So we thank you for your service. So we're here today because we're hoping that at this time you have heard of the California Extended Water and Wastewater Arrearage Payment Program. If you haven't, today is the day to be discussing it. The California Water Wastewater Arrearage Payment Program is a program that may be familiar to some of you because the name of it is similar to the initial programs around water and wastewater arrears for similar programs that were created back in 2021 and 2022. So it's this very funding program that's issuing another round of funding this year to pay for drinking water and wastewater debt accrued during the COVID-19 emergency in California. And these funds come from the State Water Resources Control Board. We're giving an urgent briefing today because priority applications are due at the end of this month. They're due on December 31st, 2023. Extended applications will be accepted through January 31st, 2024. So we're sharing everything that you need to know to get your application in today. So as I said previously, you may recall that the first rounds of funding for the drinking water arrearage program and the water and wastewater arrearage payment program were in 2021 and 2022. So the California Extended Water and Wastewater Arrearage Payment Program, we know that there are a lot of acronyms here. This is an extension of these funds, and it requires you to apply again, unfortunately. So this funding program covers both drinking water and wastewater arrears for the ratepayers in your public water system. As far as eligibility, any water system with arrears is eligible for the California Water and Wastewater Arrearage Payment Program. So while the first round only covered debts accrued between March 4th, 2020 and June 15th, 2021, this round will cover any water and wastewater debts accrued from March 4th, 2020 to December 31st, 2022. So the administration of this program is very similar to the prior programs. The water system must apply with any needed information, which we will go through today, regarding the amounts in arrears and total arrearages, plus administrative costs. The funding then flows from your accepted application at the State Water Board to your water system with debt. And the water system then credits the customer accounts, and there are no eligibility requirements on customers here. So this is not connected to the Low-Income Housing Water Assistance Program, or LIWAP. This is a completely different program, so there is no subsequent customer eligibility procedure required. And importantly, this relief is not taxable. So the timeline here, as we said previously, is November 1st through December 31st, priority applications accepted, and then there is an extended application window through January 31st, 2024. So we really are hoping that you get your applications in as soon as possible, and it's between February and March of 2024 that the State Water Board will begin dispersing these funds, and entities will begin notifying crediting your eligible customer accounts within 60 days as a requirement of the program. So here's one of the pieces that might appear a bit confusing, and one of the reasons why we wanted to share this briefing with you is that if you were a water system that applied for the drinking water arrearage payment program in its initial form, the very first round of this funding, or the water and wastewater arrearage payment program back in 2021, you may only qualify for items 2 and 4 here. So items 2 and 4 here are drinking water arrears from the modified COVID period of June 16th, 2021 through December 31st, 2022. And item number 4, which is wastewater arrears accrued during the same period. If you never applied for any of these prior forms of this program, you may qualify for all of these arrears accrued during any of the time windows that you see here. Regardless of whether you applied or didn't apply for these programs, you will still have to submit a justification and a evidence of arrears during these times, and we will get to those timeframes during which you will have to conduct that calculation to submit to the State Water Board with your application. I will just pause here and allow you to take a screenshot of this slide or otherwise register these dates. So the first step in your application is that you're going to have to gather your paperwork. So the first thing is obviously your agency's legal name. You're going to need an SAM ID, which is the System for Award Management, which is the unique entity ID that's given to you for any federally subsidized funding programs. Whether you are an agency that applied for drinking water funds from the first round of funding or any other arrearage program, you will still have to submit your total drinking water arrearages for the March 4th through 2020 through June 15th, 2021 period, and the June 16th, 2021 through December 2022 period. You will need the public water system ID numbers for each community water system that is requesting funds. That might be for both your water and wastewater system, depending on your situation, and whether the agency has applied for wastewater funds from the first round or not. You will also have to provide your wastewater arrearage amounts for the windows previously mentioned. You'll also need to provide your total administrative costs. This can be up to 3% of the funds requested, or 1 million, whichever is less. And there are forms that are provided in the application, which is all streamlined online with authorization that your entity is authorized to submit the application. There is a form authorizing disbursement and accepting conditions of the payment, and then documentation of your accounts in Excel format. And numbers 7 and 8 here, these forms must be provided with a wet signature, so they must be mailed to the State Water Board. So the application process is streamlined in this case, and that's a part of why we wanted to get this link to you, and we will be providing that link, of course, in the email that delivers this briefing to you. Really importantly, the somewhat complex calculations that I outlined previously regarding the various time windows, there is a template calculator in an Excel sheet that you can just download and hopefully plug in your ratepayer information into it, and it will populate those numbers, or rather give you a template through which to input a basic Excel formula and to be able to achieve those numbers. And that's also linked on the State Water Board application website. So as stated previously, your application must be submitted at the last date on January 31st, 2024. Each application, as stated, must include the forms showing that you're authorized to submit, the spreadsheet of accounts with debts and the form authorizing disbursement and accepting conditions of the payment with wet signatures. And those must be mailed to the State Water Board. So as a result of acceptance of these funds, there are some rules that your public water system or wastewater system will be beholden to. One is that late fees must be waived for arrearages accrued during the COVID-19 bill relief period in their entirety. So that's from June 2020 to December 2022. Payments that are going to be applied to customer accounts must have that done within 60 days of your receipt of funds. Customers must be notified of the relief provided to them by a sort of basic template letter or a note on their bill. Customers with any remaining debt must be offered 30 days to enroll in a payment program. Your public water system must provide a payment program option to your customers who continue to be in debt outside of the application of these funds. And a system cannot shut off water or wastewater to a customer who is a part of the program unless they default on their payment plan or fail to enroll in the payment plan, which they should have been offered 30 days to enroll in. So far, what we've done to get the word out about this is that we've been talking to our coalition of community water system ratepayers across California. That's the Asociación de Gente Unida por el Agua, or the Agua Coalition. These are community members across disadvantaged, unincorporated, and small cities across the San Joaquin Valley and on the Central Coast. And essentially what we're doing is trying to encourage those individuals to also be their own promoters of this program, recognizing how limited the time frame is to get the word out. And we certainly hope that you will forward this briefing. You'll also forward any additional materials that we're going to be providing to other public water system managers or general managers so that they can also apply for these funds. And please get in touch with us. We're aware that at this time, the State Water Board may have limited capacity on assisting folks with their applications, but we highly recommend you reach out anyway, and certainly reach out to us at Community Water Center for additional support. And we thank you very much for your attention today, and look forward to you applying for the extended water and wastewater arrearage payment program so that you can bring this needed relief to the ratepayers in your water system.